Hey everybody, welcome back. A major piece of Atlanta's Olympic history could soon get a big upgrade. The Atlanta Track Club hoping to build a new indoor track facility in Summerhill, just north of Cheney Stadium. That was the track that was originally built as the warm-up facility for the '96 Olympics. So, here to talk this morning about the project, its feasibility, and what it could mean for Atlanta and the Summerhill community is Rich Kenah, the Executive Director of Atlanta Track Club. Rich, good to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
So let's just start with why Summerhill? Why was that the right location for this facility?
So it might seem like there's a quick decision, but we've been working on this for about 10 years.
Really?
And there's been talk of an indoor track and field in Atlanta since the 1996 game. So it's a long time coming. Why Summerhill? We wanted to be in Atlanta proper. We wanted to be in close proximity to the Beltline, and there is now the South-South Beltline that comes less than a half mile away, and there'll be a spur trail that comes right by here. But most importantly, we wanted to find a neighborhood, a community where we can have an outsized impact on their overall health and wellness. So you're right in Summerhill, you're adjacent to Grant Park and to Peoplestown, so we want to make sure that the residents there have a place that they can call home, because our vision, our mission is to make Atlanta one of the healthiest cities in the United States, and we think that this could be a big part of that.
How exactly could that play a role in making it a healthy city?
Aerobic fitness, running and walking, not only makes you physically healthier, makes you emotionally healthier, it creates connectivity. The Peachtree is all about connecting different people at different times. And this center is more than just something that you can use for like really fast Atlanta Public School kids running in a circle. Mm-hmm. We will have a healthcare clinic. We will have an exercise physiology lab. We'll have community meeting space. We'll have a place for senior citizens to exercise in the morning and the evening. So sort of wraparound services for everybody in the community.
So if you're a student at APS right now, maybe you don't have access to a great facility or an elite coach, could this kind of give you a great introduction to running?
It will. So in 2017, then APS athletic director came to me and said, hey, we're not overachieving in our sport, track and cross country, like we are in football and other sports. Can you help teach our coaches? And so with the track club being sort of the subject matter experts. And we said, yes, but we want to do more. We want to make investments in kids participating in the sport at the APS level. In return, we'd love to look at your data. And what we have found since 2017 is that the more kids who participate in track and field and cross country, the better their grade point averages are, the better their attendance is, and the better their graduation rates are at APS. So this is more than just excellence on the field of play. It's about life in general.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty of what is proposed here. Does Cheney Stadium stay?
Yes, it does.
Stay there.
And so back in 2017, we already made a significant investment. We resurfaced that track. It was the warm-up track for the '96 games. We believe that it should be there forevermore. It should be a gem for the community. So we resurfaced that, and we said to APS, can you leave the gates open for everybody? That will remain the same. We'll make improvements to the outdoor track so that it remains open to everybody in the community.
So it's my understanding APS owns this land. What do you need from them? What hurdles do you have to overcome to get this thing off the ground?
So they will retain ownership. This will be a long-term ground lease.
Okay.
And so we will operate the facility. We'll be completely responsible for financing it, for the fundraise and the operation. And APS and the community will hopefully benefit as a result.
What's the cost, and how are you going to fundraise?
This is the biggest thing the track club has ever done since the creation of the Peachtree in 1970. This is a $100 million project. We will privately fund it, and we have a plan for a capital stack that will include philanthropic community, corporate community, new markets tax credits, and many other elements to help us get there. But this is quite literally an investment in the future of Atlanta. So Atlanta coming out of the World Cup, out of FIFA, we heard time and time again about how great Mercedes-Benz Stadium stacks up against other stadiums around the country. We know we have best-in-class baseball, we have best-in-class basketball. We want this to be a best-in-class, best in the world track and field venue that on most days is focused on the community.
I'm glad you mentioned the World Cup and baseball, because, I mean, we are seeing this kind of broader growth as a sports city in Atlanta. How do you see running fitting into that, say, 10 years from now, if this gets built?
So, I have the pleasure of sitting on the Atlanta Sports Council as a result of my position at the track club, and as a result of the Peachtree being the largest 10K in the world. We're a little bit of a different take on big time sports, right? So Atlanta is known now for FIFA, for the Olympics, for college football playoffs, for the Super Bowl, but we're a sport that has, yes, the best of the best, the fastest come for the Peachtree, but this is one that everybody can participate in. So it's a little bit of a different take on a sport, but we're in the midst of a running boom now. The biggest growth for people who are running and walking in Atlanta and around the country is the age demo of 25 to 34.
Okay.
People are spending less time in bars out late, and it is a social thing to be out there running and walking and socializing at the same time.
More running clubs?
Exactly. The Run Club is the coolest thing in the world right now, and this venue will play into that.
How has Strava played into that? Because I have this app, and I get to connect with some of my friends all over the country and see their runs pop up, and they get to see mine. Has that kind of changed the game for that demographic?
Yeah, a lot of people think if it's not on Strava, you didn't actually do it, right? So we live in a world where you want to capture the moments, and Strava is a big piece of that.
Okay. What if you heard from the community in Summerhill, and I'm just curious how residents are reacting to this. And by the way, it comes as they're so prideful of their history with the Olympics, but now there's talk of the cauldron moving. Completely separate discussion of what we're talking about here, but what are you hearing from that community?
Well, I would say the cauldron is not completely separate.
Tell me why.
Because Summerhill will forever be connected to the Olympic movement. And the Olympics are more than just about the 17 days of the game. They're about legacy, right? It's an Olympism, and as an Olympic athlete myself, I get that, I live that every day, right? So if you are in Summerhill, most people seem energized, excited about what this venue can do for them as residents. But there are people who are expressing some concern about traffic, about green space, about parking, about stormwater and its impacts on Peoplestown, just a few blocks south of here. So that's why it's incredibly important for us in these weeks ahead to articulate the vision, show the residents that we want to make an investment. We want to move our headquarters there, so we want to be there 7 days a week.
Okay.
And also listen to what their concerns might be so that we can make tweaks to this plan such that it fits for everybody.
Obviously, you can't appease everybody. I have been reading some of the online comments, and I think most of the concerns I've read have been about parking, particularly the green space that would now house a parking lot. I mean, is there potential to explore a parking garage beneath the facility, or have you thought about how to appease those concerns?
Yes, thought a lot about it, and we're going to have a session on August 12th where we're inviting everybody in the community to come and provide their comments. First time I've ever done this, so been involved in sport for a long time, led the track club for almost 13 years, been around the world, seen all of these venues. If I had to start over again, meaning as we started to introduce this to the community last month, I made a mistake in terms of the rendering that we brought out. That rendering was designed to show that how many parking spaces we could fit in a space rather than the ones that we would actually put there. So it's important for us to right size parking around the venue so that it fits for the venue and fits for the community. One of the reasons why we chose this is because Hank Aaron is just a few blocks away. Working with Georgia State University, there's the purple lot, the media lot there that has almost 1,000 spots. So when we do events, our vision is that we are not going to be bringing cars into the neighborhood, into Summerhill, into Peoplestown and Grant Park, and we'll be diverting them off into the surface parking lots on Hank Aaron.
If you want to host national or international events, though, here, do you need a certain amount of parking?
Yes, and there's plenty of parking in Summerhill as a result of all of those lots around the stadiums to be able to do that. But we anticipate using, because of proximity to downtown, the new MARTA bus line and the connectivity to downtown and the hotels and a gateway airport to be able to host large events when we do them.
What gets you most excited about this project?
Legacy. So when I took this job 12, 13 years ago, I was a competitive runner. I was really interested in the people that ran really fast in a circle. Now, having been here in Atlanta during this time and seeing what Atlanta Track Club means to the community, it's about creating connectivity and the healthiest city possible.
Rich, it's great having you on. Anything I'm missing today?
No, I think you've covered it all.
When is the next community meeting in Summerhill for folks to attend?
August 12th,
Okay.
6:30 p.m., King Middle School.
Okay, and you guys have a website up with all this information too?
Correct. It's called Track Club at Cheney, and the idea was we wanted to have just one place that people could go and learn the basics about the project, where we are right now, and we're still very early stages, to help inform where we're going with it and how it will serve the community.
All right. What big race is coming up next for you guys?
We're always busy. So the next big one we have is Atlanta's Finest 5K,
Okay.
celebrating Atlanta
responders.
Police Department, what they do for the Peachtree and what they do for the running community all year round.
Okay, very good. And then we got the half marathon in March, and then the Peachtree again.
And we get to do it all over again.
Yeah, rinse and repeat.
Yep.
Great having you on the show. Come back.
Appreciate it.
anytime. Thank
Yep.
you. All right.